In this video, we're going to explore how to do multiple items in one. And we're going to do this is basically a Excel assessment test. And the goal of this is to see how far or how well you know Excel. And this is really fun because now you're going to just test your knowledge if you really have it. And these are very common questions that you might get if you got an assessment to see how proficient you are with Excel for the company or for whatever job you're applying for. So let's look at the situation. We have some very basic text here. A column or a table with data, source data, and all this is just financial related expenses. And we have here our questions. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert our questions here. We're going to explore how we can answer every one of those questions. So let's look at this first, and let's look at our first question here. Question number 1. Extend column B to fit text. So let's look at this. So where we are here, we see here column B. And what we want to do is we want to extend the text. So if we look here, we can move this on here. You can just select here the column B and move this. And then once you click on that and move that, you can see now it has been extended completely. If, however, you don't want to drag them, you can just double click on this, and as you double click, it will automatically extend to the cell with the longest text amount. And you can see now it fits perfectly. So we're done now with question number 1. That was quite easy one for the first one. So yes. Alright, next one. So the next one will be calculate total cost by month with formula. So alright, let's look here in our Excel assessment tab. What is our total cost? So we can see here the total cost, and we see here all the cost of every different item and the month. So what we need is a total cost by month. Alright, so that's this one we will need here. You want to calculate this. So you can do this with formula very quick, and I'm going to show you 2 ways, and you can do the basic way, which I would not recommend, but we're going to do it by formula first, which is the recommended way. Alright, 2 ways for formula first. Equal sum, open parentheses, and then select all of these. Once you did that, enter, there you are. So now you get the value here. So what you can do now is, of course, you can just drag them down here and you're done. Another way is the following. You can just select the cell, click on sigma, with this sigma sign here, symbol, and automatically it will start to do sum, and then it will get the estimates. Once you did that, enter, there you are. Finally, this is the way we don't recommend you to do it, but if ever you will, this is an option, but I don't recommend this. Select this, click this, plus, 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 plus. However, you can see it doesn't make sense to do it because it takes way more time. You have to click more than 5 times for every cell. So you just use the formula and instantly you get it. Alright, so now we completed question number 2. We're done. Yes. Alright. Now what we're going to do? Create a border around table. Alright, this is an easy one. And let's go. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a border around the table, and after that we can also give every cell a border individually. So we're going to select this table here, this until December, and we're going to make a border around. So we select here, you can see here, this is the default option, and we're going to click on the all borders or the drop down button here, and then we just select here the outside border. Once we did that, there you are, that looks nice. What we can do more is maybe we can just give every cell a individual border. So we just select all of those. There you are. What we can do here is maybe to give you some borders as well. There we are. Alright, so now we're done with this and we completed this. Next test question. So we're done here with question number 3. Question number 4. Format the data as currency. Alright, so this is a nice one as well. Let's go here back to our tab. We're going to format this in as a currency. And what we're going to do is we're going to select all of these, all these options here, and then we go here to the dollar sign. Now there's basically 2 options. You can do the comma here. When you click on this, you see it will divide it already in a financial number but there's no currency on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to add up the currency, which can be any symbol, currency symbol that you're using. Maybe you are residing in the US, then you probably will have the US dollar symbol. In my case, it's the Philippine peso. So once I click on this, you can see here now it's the Philippine peso symbol. This is the default setting depending on where you're residing, or more specifically, depending on which version of Excel you installed, or if you installed or you bought the version that is installed in US, you get the US currency, etc., etc. All right, so now we have this. Go back to test questions, and we are done here. We say yes, confirm. So now what we can do is use a formula to calculate the total cost. Let's go back here to assessment. And then what is our total cost? This is our total cost here. And what we're going to do is we click on the sigma sign. Yes, you already know. It automatically gives a suggestion, which is correct. Enter. Once we did that, we can double click here. Oh, sorry, no, that's incorrect. We should not double click here, but we can use the square here and just move this here. And now we have our values. Now, this is maybe a bonus question, is what's going on here? Why do we see this here? What's going on here? Well, the answer is simple. The cell is too large, or the text is too large for the cell, and the cell is too small. So what we need to do is we need to extend the size of the cell. How do we do that? Well, you already know. That was question number 1. You click the column, double click here, there we are. Go back here again, double click, and there you are. Let's do this all. Double click, and there you are. And this one, of course, extends because it will match with the largest one. Beautiful. Now we're done here with this one. So, yes. Next question. Use a formula to calculate the average cost. Alright. Now we're going to check the average cost. So how are we going to calculate the average cost? Well, there's a wonderful formula for this, and this is called the average formula. So equal average, open parentheses, and then what we're going to do is we're going to select all the values. Close parentheses, enter. Now you can see the average. Oh, sorry, and I'm almost mistaken. What is the average cost? It's not including the total cost. So this was not allowed. Let's correct this. The way to correct this is basically to select the cell till when we want it, and that's December 16, so we can put in here 16. Alright. So once you did that, that makes sense. If you're not sure, you're still questioning it, what I can do is, or what I recommend you to do then is you can just do the manual way to calculate this. Let's say this, plus 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 that, plus, oh, that one. You can see I'm missing one out. Plus that. And plus this, plus that. There you are. And then you say, which of course is the total cost. Similar, then this divided by 12 would be the average, because we have a total of 12 months. So that is correct. And if we would say this is equal to that, yes, there we are. Alright, so now we're done. This is correct. This formula works perfectly. Select this, drag these all. Now we have all the average cost, and finally here for the last one. Next question. Let's go to the next question because we are done with our average cost. Yes. So change the alignment of row 4 to center. Alright, so let's look here on what we're going to do here. We go back here to our tab, and this is the row number 4. And what we want to do is we want to put this in the center, which is logical. And what we can do as well is we can extend this one. Let's double click here to extend that. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to put this in the center. We select this, or we can select the entire row. Then everything will become within row 4 in the center. And then the alignment is here. Do this. And you can even do this if you want. So what is this to make sure you understand? Let's extend this. Oh, sorry. That's the wrong way. We have to go down here. You can see now that's this. So if we want to put this in the center as well, you can click here. So this is center from left and right to center. And this is vertical alignment, which is from top to bottom. So we can put it here, top, we can do it, top, center, bottom. All right, let's put it at the top. So we have vertical alignment and we have center or horizontal alignment, which is the center. So now we are in the center of the center because we are horizontal and vertical in the center. All right. So now we did that. Let's go to the next question. So our next question, and now just put in your caps lock, so do like that. Next question will be calculate the quarter cost for the for Q1 and Q2. All right, so this one is slightly more challenging. So what are we going to do? Well, what is the quarter cost? Let's start here. To understand what's a quarter is always 3 months. So basically we have the cost here for all the 3 months from Q1. This is Q1, so I will just merge them together. I say Q1, and this is Q number 2. Q2. All right, so what we want to do is we want to calculate here the cost, and then we want to calculate, if I'm not mistaken here, the total cost. All right, so we're going to calculate the total cost. So we will be using a formula as well that is equal sum, select these lines, there we are, that's 25,000 pesos. Same here, sum equal and enter. And as you can see now, the second quarter is a far cheaper quarter compared to the first quarter. Alright, so now we got that. We are done here. Yes. So next, we want to adjust the currency to the euro symbol. So let's go back here to the Excel assessment, and we have here a peso symbol. And maybe you say, well, I don't need this. And maybe you say, well, I'm working for a specific company, and one of the companies, they do business with a European company. And we need to convert the prices, or we need to set the prices in euros. All right, let's do that. So what we can do is here, you can click here on the drop down, and you can see already it gives a suggestion. And what we want here is now more accounting formats. Once you click on that, you can see on accounting, and then you can select here the options. Let's look here for the euro. And you can see here, this is the euro. Which euro you want to use symbol doesn't matter. Let's say this is the common one, and I think if you are in a French style, they usually write it like this, but who cares right now? Let's select this. All right, it's already in 2 decimals. You can see it becomes this, confirm, and bam, there you are. So now we can see the cost has been set in euros. Beautiful. So what happens if, for example, you forgot these and you want to do that, and you have to select here, but you don't see it here. You say, wow, I don't want to search again. Let me show it in another way. So let's say these need to be converted to euro as well. And we forgot about this. Let's select this cell, use the brush symbol here, or the brush icon, and it will copy the same format. And once you click on the cell that you want to adjust, you can see now it has the same format, including the border that is in here. So if the background would be blue, it will copy the black background as well. But of course, you can adjust that. So this will save you time instead of searching it again back here in the more accounting formats. All right, we're almost done here. Let's adjust this to euro as well. There we are. Now we're almost done. Let's go back to the next question because we're done with question number 9. Number 10. Rename a sheet to Excel. All right, so this is the sheet or the templates you can see here. So how to do this? If you double click here, you can double click on this. Yes, as you can see now the text is adjusting. Or right click and then you say rename the sheet. Oh, sorry, rename, not add. Rename. And then we say here exam. Alright, so once we did that, I'm going to delete this. Alright, so now we're back on exams and the exam test. And this is done, so we can confirm this. Yes. Next one. Add a bar chart of total cost by month. Alright, let's go here. So this is all a total cost by month, excluding this one. So we need to make a bar chart out of this. So how do we do this? Well, this is quite simple if you already have the values here. Alright. What we can do is we can even do it nicer. But let's select this for now. And then we're going to say insert. And once you click on insert tab, you can see your table, data, picture. And what we want is a bar chart. You can see here, this is a bar chart. Even recommended charts. We can select that, but we're going for the bar chart. Alright, this is the bar chart. This is a double bar chart, whatever you want. Let's select this one for now. This is our bar chart. There we are. And you can see it shows the values as well. Beautiful. If we want to adjust this, we can double click here. And then we can type in here bar chart expenses. Confirm. So now we have this. We can see here automatically gets the numbers. If, for example, you want to say, well, I like this, but I will need to have the month in here. We can do 2 ways. I'm going to copy this. We're going to put this here. But if you're going to copy, and remember, these are formulas, and we copy this. you will get an issue here. I will show you. If you copy this, reference doesn't exist because you copy cells that has formulas in there. What we need to do is we need to right click, and then we say paste special, and then we paste not the formulas, we paste the values. That is here, hard-coded values. Alright, so you can see here what happens. It gets the same format, or it gets old format here. I'm going to select these, and now these formats are consistent. Now I'm going to copy this. This is our table for that. There we are. Now, alright, so I'll just put this here away. What we're going to do now is, because this is basically our table value, here we want to make cells. So we select these, and then what we're going to do is we're going to insert again a bar chart. Select on this. Now we have this, and look at that. You can see now instantly we have this. Beautiful. If you want to change colors, we can do that as well. Anything you want here. I think this is all the options that we have. What is it? The color, if I'm not mistaken here. This was that. These are the lines. Alright, as you can see. And then what we need to do more is we need not only we need the filler, which is solid lines, gradient, automatic. Where are we now? No lines. Where are they? Sorry, that's here, of course, the filler. So we need to fill automatic. Well, the color automatic is, oh, that's not it. Sorry. It should be in the border. Let's double check here. Am I missing something here? Properties? No. Are we selecting the right item? And I think that was the issue here. What we're going to do here is the transparency is none. We'll get back to that one. Oh, of course, it says here. Yeah, I'm forgetting. I'm getting used to the. I was looking at here. This is like Google Sheets. All right. So now, okay, we were drifting away on the things, or we were detouring here. However, you can see here. You can just adjust that. Just make sure you select this. And once you select these, then you can give this every color you desire. Let's put it on a nice orange color. All right. Next question. So we're done here. Now next is to design the table. If we go back here, and I'm going to teach you some items which is very important to remember. So we can select all of these here, and all of these items here can be orange. We're going to make a background of orange. We select these as well, orange. And then in here, if you need to insert data here, these can be white. If you need to have a formula in here, which is this here, this should be grayed out. Sometimes if you want them, you can use cursive option, yes, and giving them a grayish color, forcing them or making sure that people know this is a formula, you do not need to touch it. And I tend to block or lock these cells that they're not even allowed to adjust them. However, these are all the formula related ones, and we make them cursive. If you want to know how to make it cursive, well, basically Control I is the easiest one, and or else you just select this option here. Alright, so now we got this, we have our design here, and I explained to you the most important items. We are done here. Alright. Add borders. Well, basically we already did that, so I think that's redundant. We can remove those. Use a formula to get the highest cost by month. Alright, now it becomes more fun. So, okay, highest cost by month. Let's first figure out what is the highest one by month. If you look here, it's quite hard to find. And then I'm going to insert some columns of a rows, and I'll just do this, and then you can see the chart is not it's basically follow along or doesn't, it's getting stretched because of this. Alright, so now we have this, and what we want to do here is, let's get one more time to the question, get the highest cost by month. Okay, highest cost by month. What is that one? Let's look here. What is the highest cost? I see this one. This is probably the highest. Do we see anything higher than that? Yes, this is the highest one. So that means that November will be a very expensive month for us. But we want to extract this. So how do you extract it automatically? Because you can imagine it's hard to search for this. This took some time for us. We don't want to do that. We want to do it with a formula. To do this, here's a magic formula. It's equal max, open parentheses, and then you can see here the options. And then you select all of these and enter. By this, you can see here by default the highest value showing up. Alright, so that's number, and what is that? Question number 14. We're done with that. There you are. So how do we find the second highest? Well, for this, we use a different formula, which is called large. So we can say here, the second highest. Let me say here, equal large, open parentheses. You can see here there's a k value and the array and the k value. And basically, we select again everything here, because this is the array of the values, and then comma, and the k value. So in our case, the second highest. So if you put in number 1, it's the highest one, as you can see. If you do number 2, it will get the second highest. There you are. Is that correct? Because you will see here now, this is the second highest, which is March. Alright, let's give this a nice color design. Or sorry, so Euro simple design. There we are. So we are done here. Yes. Next one. How do we get the lowest one? Alright, so now we get the lowest value. And here we can do min value. And for min, we just select this and enter. So this is the min value or the min function. And is this correct? Let's look here. Let's look. This is the lowest. You can see 7. This one is definitely the lowest. Alright, so what is the next question here? We did this, yes. Second lowest cost by month. Alright, so what is the second lowest? For that, we don't use min, because min only gets the smallest amount. We're going to go for small. And small gives us the lowest amount, or we can control that. Very similar to large. So we select these, comma, and then we get the k value, and the k value now, if we do 1, exactly the same, we get this value. If we put in 2, we get the second smallest value. And if you put in 12, you will see, if you put in 12 here, you will see we will get the largest value, which is this one. Alright. So this is basically how we do that. So now you're able to extract quickly data from a table or from a row or column. So we're done here. Next question. Use VLOOKUP to extract the November computer cost. Alright, now we're getting a bit more interesting because this is a bit more challenging. So we're going to use VLOOKUP here. So we're going to do VLOOKUP, and what we want to do is the computer cost. So what we want to do is we want to get here the value, and the computer cost is this one. Alright, so what is our lookup value? It will be November. So let's start with that. So I'm going to put in here November. Oh, November, I'll just copy that. This will be the starting point. Alright, remember. So if we type in equal VLOOKUP, open parentheses, and then you can see here the lookup value, our starting point. November, table array. What is the table array? We're going to select all these values here from January up to December, and we go from top, from beginning or from left to right, and we get here everything. Alright. Once we did that, comma, next question, column index number. So where can we extract the computer cost? So the computer cost is here. We started our table array here. So this is starting point of the table. So this is the first column, second column, third column, fourth column, fifth column, sixth column. So this is column number 6, comma, true or false. And false referring to exact match. We want the exact match. So we say false, enter. Now we can see here, is this correct? Let's look at November computer cost, which is this. So if I just highlight this, alright, there we are. That is matching. And if I would do January, we will have 379, and that is correct. So this is how we do that. There we are. Let's give this another nice design. And there we are, and we say yes. Next, use conditional formatting to make November computer cost green if, it should be if here, if the value, what a horrible written part, didn't check it, sorry about that, if the value is bigger than 250 euros. So how can we do this? How do we make an if value, or if, how do we do the conditional formatting? So let's get this one, and then after we can do this one as well. We select this, and what we want to do is we want to give here a conditional formatting. So click on home, then go here, conditional formatting, and then we say here highlight cell rules if value is higher than 250 euros. So we say greater than. So then here we can say this, and we make it, let's make this green then, of course, we give it a nice green design. Then we say format cells only that contain cell value greater than 250. Confirm. There you are. So what happened if this will be 199? Boom, there you are. So you can see this is how we add a conditional formatting. So we're almost done. So let's go back to the next question, because we already done here. Last question. All right. Well, this question, make a drop down list with the 12 months included. All right. So we're going to make a drop down list, and I'm going to add this drop down list here, because I think this will be fun. If we put in here, for example, if we put in the January, the price would change. And if we put in March, you see as well, price would change. So how can we adjust this? All right. Well, we're going to make here a drop down list. So what we're going to do is we're going to say here, we're going to go to data tab, and in the data tab we select here the data validation. And once we did that, you get an option, and it says here list, or the validation criteria. We select list, and then we're going to select the source data. So let's get the source data, which is our list of items here. You can see here from January up to December. Once we did that, we can confirm this by clicking OK, and now you can see we have a drop down button. And if we adjust this here, now you can see our VLOOKUP works very nice, and we have our drop down list here. Beautiful. And this is basically your exam test. Yes, confirm. So the only most challenging thing for me basically was to adjust a color on a chart. Of course, we figured it out as well. So, however, this is eventually how you do it, and this is a basic skill. And if you're able to do all of these, well, congrats, you did it well. If you struggle with it, no problem. This is understandable. You probably know now how to do it, and this is the way how you can measure how good you are or how proficient you are in Excel. And if there is a company assessment, this is how you can prove yourself that you truly do know how to use Excel. Especially if this is the more beginner's level. So especially on beginner's level, you are very proficient on this. If you have questions about this, maybe you still struggle with it, or you want to know some other items, let me know and put them down in the comment section. And if you have any suggestions about topics for Excel, let me know as well. Just put them in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, which I truly enjoyed, and it was quite fun, by the way. And if you enjoy it, subscribe to my channel. There's a lot more about Excel that we're going to cover up.